Now, I've got some Jay Slater TikTok videos that could give us more leads into his disappearance. And as well as that, I've got a detailed conversation between AYUB, aka Johnny Vegas, according to the media, and another YouTube content creator. Let's check this out.
At this time, after 7:30 on the 17th of June, that Jay Slater was standing on these steps, and he took a photo of his Snapchat, and you can see the pattern of the steps here.
This lady is trying to pattern together the story to try and make sense of it. Now, one thing I just want to mention here, yeah, is look at her feet on the top step. Now, that is the step that Jay would have been standing on when he was allegedly having that cigarette. Are you telling me her feet are the same size as Jay's? She just about fits on the step. So whoever was standing on this step would have had to have a smaller size trainer. We can do the comparison with this lady's feet right now. Her feet look like she's taken up most of that step, and her toes are hanging off the step. But according to a video we watched a little while ago, a woman examined Jay's feet, and she believed that his feet were too big to be the feet that was in the picture.
Of the steps here. He then goes to the bus stop. It's just here. So he's then standing at this bus stop. Then he meets the owner, who I've just spoken to, the owner of the restaurant and the Airbnb.
Look at that. Look at that. So the narrative, the story is that he goes to the bus stop, which is literally outside the Airbnb, and he speaks to the owner of the Airbnb. It's the owner that tells him the bus comes at 10 o'clock.
And he asks her, when's the next bus? She indicates this, which means 10 o'clock, so he had a 2-hour wait. And instead of going down this way, which would have been the way back to Los Cristianos, although a very long walk.
So that doesn't make any sense. Instead of going this way, he actually goes the other way.
He walks up the hill.
Now, let's make sense of this, ladies and gentlemen. He walks up the hill. According to their story, their narrative, this is AYUB, and this is the Airbnb lady. He walks up the hill. We have to bear in mind, we were told by Lucy and the other guy, Brad, that he was dehydrated, he needed water, blah, blah, blah. Instead of going the way that is your hotel, you go the opposite way. But the opposite way is uphill, and your hotel way is downhill, which makes it a lot more easier for you. I don't understand. It still doesn't make sense. He decided to go uphill instead of downhill, even though he was dehydrated, he was thirsty, he had no water. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. And then he goes the wrong way, gets on the phone to Brad, he leaves the main road and goes off-road the moment he speaks to Brad. Why? Why would he do that? The Airbnb lady would have definitely pointed him in the right way. If she realized that he was walking, she would have pointed him in the right way. She would have told him, listen, you've got to go that way because this way is the wrong way, basically.
Explained to me he was walking at a good pace, and
she explained, the Airbnb woman explained that he was walking at a good pace.
And passed him in the car about 15 minutes later, further up this hill.
And she passed him in the car 15 minutes later up this hill. Oh man, this is just proper fabricated stuff, isn't it?
I'm just retracing Jay's steps that he took that morning. So the owner of the Airbnb said she passed him about 15 minutes after she saw him at the bus stop. So I'm going to follow that for about 50 minutes and see how far I get. So you can see the road is just there, and if you're a young lad wanting a shortcut, you're hungover, you want to get back to your friends, it is conceivable that you could come off the road and try and cut up. Now, this looks a bit crazy. However, there is sneaky little paths all along the mountainside, such as this. Now, I've just tried clambering up. It's not easy, it's slidey. It's easier to go up than it is to go down. But this is really, really dense bush, cacti. He could easily end up falling and being hidden somewhere very close by.
No, sorry. This doesn't make... Listen, this doesn't make any sense to me. They are literally delusional at this moment in time. They truly believe that he would have done this. They believe he would have done this. He would have went the opposite way, uphill, to then start climbing up more hills.
Jay Slater's Instagram has reportedly been mysteriously accessed since he vanished from a remote part of the island of Tenerife on
Accessed by who?
Monday. As the search for the missing 19-year-old enters its 6th day, A family friend issued a warning on an official Facebook page that has been providing updates on the search.
I want to know where the phone's at. Do the feds have the phone? Has the phone been found? Like, what's going on? Have they not checked Brad's phone? Have they checked Lucy's phone?
On Friday, they wrote, Jay's mum's asked I post this. For everyone asking who is logged into his Instagram account, it's not him or her. Somebody else has logged into it. It comes as Lancashire Police has said Spain's Guardia Civil turned down its offer of support to help in the major search. The teenager was last seen wearing a white t-shirt with shorts and trainers in Buenavista del Norte at around 8 a.m. when he twice asked a cafe owner what time the bus arrived before walking off.
So they keep saying the cafe owner, but the cafe owner is the Airbnb owner.
15 minutes later, he called his friend to say he was lost, dehydrated, and had 1% phone battery. His phone shows his last location as the rural Teno Park at 8:50 a.m., around 27 miles away from the music festival he had attended the night before.
This Jay Slater case gets weirder. I've had so many people messaging me now with their theories, ideas. Someone messaged me this morning saying, maybe I'm reading this wrong, but look at this and could you make a video about it if you think there's anything in it? And I do think there's something in it. Maybe I'm reading into this wrong. Check these two images out. Now this first one is from Amazon Music. The song is called Lost in Tenerife and it says it's by Jay Slater. That's not the important thing. Anybody can make a song about it and try and, you know, piggyback some of the media attention and people searching for things like that. But look when it was added. It was added on June the 15th. Now, Jay went missing on the 17th. The reason I know it was the 17th, clearly, is because that's my ex-wife's birthday. Now, again, it's actually been added onto YouTube, as you can see here. Provided by YouTube by Criteria Records, Lost in Tenerife, Jay Slater, Lost in Tenerife, added on June the 15th.
That's mad.
Now, I'm 45. I'm not as tech savvy as people out there. But is there a way of launching something and changing the date that it was launched on and moving it forwards? I don't know.
No, not on YouTube, mate.
Is this just a coincidence? It's a bit weird, isn't it?
A song called Lost in Tenerife, published by Jay Slater 2 days before his disappearance. I mean, there's something dodgy going on here, bruv. There's something dodgy going on here. Just look at the state that Jay was left in all by himself. I mean, is that Jay? I mean, he looks a state, bruv. He does look like he's zoned out of his face. Can't lie. That's him, though. It does look a bit like him. The one thing you have to remember about Tenerife is just like it's England basically over there. You're going to see a lot of English boys that, you know, have a very, very similar look, to be quite fair. So this is meant to be the night he was out, yeah? The last night he was out, the night he went missing. So mad how someone found this footage and noticed Jay in it. There he is, look. It's mad how someone noticed him. And look, he's got no t-shirt on. Looks like he's got a man bag around his neck. He does look waved. I can't lie, he does look waved. But is this the night? Is this the night before? Is this the first night? I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be the first night unless he went over there waved. But he started the wave at the airport. You never know, man. These youngers these days.
This was the last Snapchat of Jay Slater. And it says, and this person about the Facebook post said, I can 100% confirm his phone was not about to die and was at a good percentage. Lucy then starts explaining how people are going to realise and start ringing and looking for him. We got a taxi and went into the deepest mountains where Lucy opens Jay's phone and leaves it on the floor. We then
What is this?
And drive back, and at this point it's coming up to 7:30 a.m. and we're still getting phone calls and messages threatening our lives. And Lucy phones Jay's mum and explains to her what he's done. She starts crying and told him not to be out there, and just basically she warned him. Whilst discussing how going to get the money, Jay's mum tells Lucy that they're going to need to get the word out there, but need to completely flip the whole thing.
Hold on, what have we got here? We got Festival though, because Festival always gets the bang on the money information.
Lucy calls the police and tells him that Jay called her, which he never did, and tells him he's lost. Again, not true. It's still around 8:30 now, coming up to 9, and we have no idea what to do. We haven't saw Jay and we haven't spoken to Jay. Then it starts showing up in the news. This is what this girl had posted, who claims she's an insider in this story.
She claims that she's an insider in the story, and it doesn't kind of tell us what's happened to Jay here, but it does kind of insinuate that they have put together a plan and they've been doing some fraudulent activities, more or less. So they're basically acting like they don't know what's happened to Jay. I'm really confused with what's being said in that. I'm really confused. You know what? Let's listen to that again.
And this person about the Facebook post said, I can 100% confirm his phone was not about to die and was at a good percentage. Lucy then starts explaining how people are going to realize and start ringing and looking for him.
Okay, so is he dead at this point?
Taxi and went into the deepest mountains, where Lucy opens Jay's phone and leaves it on.
So they got a taxi and went into the deepest mountains, and she opened up his phone and left it there. How did she get his phone, and where is Jay at this point?
On the floor. We then drive back, and at this point it's coming up to 7:30 a.m. and we're still getting phone calls and messages threatening our lives.
Now that makes sense. Now it makes sense for them to be in that location at that time, because remember, the photo that was taken of Jay outside the Airbnb had Lucy's bed cover. He was wearing Lucy's bed cover, allegedly, or whoever that was definitely wearing Lucy's bed cover. So I mean, this story kind of fits with that photo.
Lucy phones Jay's mum and explains to her what he's done. She starts crying and told him not to be out there, and just basically she warned him. Whilst discussing how going.
So Lucy phoned Jay's mum, told Jay's mum what was going on, and Jay's mum got upset and said he shouldn't be moving like that out there, basically. And she kind of implied that in her interview as well. You know, she didn't seem stressed. She seemed like she knew what was going on. This is the reason why I come to my conclusion. She kept reiterating, just let him go. Just let him go. Like someone had him. Like someone's got him. So clearly Lucy's told the mum that someone's got him, but they've got Jay's phone though. Why have they got Jay's phone?
To get the money, Jay's mum tells Lucy that they're going to need to get the word out there, but need to completely flip the whole thing. Lucy calls the police and tells him that Jay called her, which he never did, and tells him he's lost. Again, not true. It's still around 8:30 now, coming up to 9, and we have no idea what to do. We haven't saw Jay and we haven't spoken to Jay. Then it starts showing up in the news. This is what.
So they call the police. Hold on, let me.
Jay's mum tells Lucy that they're going to need to get the word out there, but need to completely flip the whole thing. Lucy calls the police.
So Jay's mum's the one that made them lie. Is that what they're saying here?
And tells him that Jay called her, which he never did.
So they're saying she told the police that Jay called her, but Jay never called her.
And tells him he's lost. Again.
And then tells them that he's lost, but he says that's
not true. It's still around.
So where is he then?
Around 8:30 now, coming up to 9, and we have no idea what to do. We haven't saw Jay and we haven't spoken to Jay. Then it starts.
So this insider is basically saying it's 9:30 and they still haven't spoken to Jay or anything like that. So where is Jay at this point? It's not making sense. It's still not making sense. And I honestly do put them at the scene. I believe that they were there at 7:30, hence why the bed cover was there. That means they must have taken the photo pretending to be Jay smoking the cigarette. And I believe we've got more evidence to prove that. So this guy Festi that does a lot of reporting on various different topics on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube account. He's actually spoken to AYUB through Instagram. This is extremely interesting. Let's hear what's being said.
I said, how have you been dragged into the Jay Slater thing? You gave an interview to the investigator. It's weird. He's not even the police. The way the media have painted it looks weird, but you literally have given a comment every time on the situation, and the police have let you go for a reason. I'm thinking, surely. He said, bro, he's a mate of one of my mates. The media make it look like I grabbed some random guy off the road. He said, trust me, he's been to the police in that country and done 2 separate interviews and showed them the photos and videos on my phone collaborating with my statement. The media know what they're doing. He said they added an extra year to his age just to feed their narrative in making me look that extra weirder. I said, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be what people jump to because you was the last person to see him. He said, true bro, I shut my door and went back to sleep. He made a few phone calls and I haven't seen him since, so saying I was the last person to see him isn't really true, is it? I said, oh, I see. I just hope he's found. It's been so long. Not just you, everyone that knows him has been dragged into it. It's an unsolved case and the internet will go crazy. He said, trust me, they're all ripping into Lucy, but she was the first at my door knocking for him when she woke me up.
There you go. I told you we got evidence to back it up. I told you we got evidence to back it up. AYUB is actually claiming that Lucy was the first one at his door knocking that woke him up. Was that the morning of the disappearance?
Imagine. There are 3 more parts to me speaking to him, which I'll put on my other page, Versified TV. This account has warnings. I don't want this content to get removed.
I've actually got another one of those parts. I haven't got the third one, but I've got another one. Let's get into it.
And why did you end up speaking to the media? Obviously, you have nothing to hide, but was they just non-stop reaching out? Because a lot of people, if they're dragged into a case and painted negative by the media, they won't speak. He said, he come to my door, laugh out loud. I said, who? The detective. He said, I've stopped speaking to them now. No Daily Mail. Detective I spoke to because he's doing it for the family is the only reason. Otherwise, he would get air as well. I said, not gonna lie, bro. When I covered this, I was thinking it was a bit sus they let you go. But you have been nothing but open to people and help, because he is speaking to everyone. He spoke to the media, the detective. He said, bro, trust me, I ain't no Robbie Weird D, laugh out loud. They can try and make me look like one as much as they want, but it will never work, lad.
Right, this guy is actually talking. So this is the guy that Jay got in the car with. This is one of the guys that Jay got in the car with and took him to the Airbnb. He is talking, and he is talking with confidence. He's acting like, listen, I don't know what these guys are talking about. Now, let's be real. If there was a plan put into place to make this guy vanish, then don't be surprised. This guy ain't going to say anything, and he's going to continue to play the character that he's continuing to play right now. But this guy is out here talking. To a degree, it sounds like he's trying to clear his name.
He basically talking about the media dragging up his past and talking about how he's convicted for selling drugs, and they're trying to paint him in a negative light to make it more suspicious in him having something to do with Jay Slater. Of course, since this case has started, the only thing to go by is him and Lucy. So when people are actually trying to investigate the case, that's the only people they're looking into, the online detectives that people talk about. We did actually speak a little bit more in the DMs about the situation.
So based on what we've just listened to there, Lucy needs to be questioned again. 110% Lucy is looking like one of the main suspects, and I still put Brad in there as well. Make sure you hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel if we are new, turn your notification bells on, all of that, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.